Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Karina and I am back with a new video. And today's video will be part 2 of monthly discussions in Christ. And today we'll be diving into what the fear of God actually means. And of course, a joint will be played in the background. Let's go. Just a small take on what's happening right now. Today I'll be trying watercolors for the first time. Well, not the first time. I've tried the ones in the tubes. However, these are the different ones. Do they call these one the chalk ones? Don't quote me on that. I think that's what it is. If it's not, correct me in the comments. And of course, here's a character and the line art that I'll be coloring today. Anyway, back to the main discussion. What is the fear of God? Why should we fear someone that we love? Someone that is said to love us? Well, I think it's a simple answer. And that is, there are different types of fear. Let's try these two for chance. So sometimes these two can be mixed up or confused when there are literally two different things. So we have fear out of respect and we have fear out of you literally being terrified. Terrified because you fear the evil things that might happen to you. So that fear is not out of love, but it can be out of hatred and many other negative things, but that fear is negative. While the fear out of respect is positive. You don't necessarily fear them because you're afraid that they will do something to you, but you fear destroying the relationship that you have with them because that relationship is good. Like, it was a sign for me to do this specific topic, and I believe so because I've had this topic in my mind for quite a while. And recently I was asked a question by someone and that really brought me back to this topic. I was like, yes, I have to cover this one. I have to give my thoughts. I have to give my views on it. So for me, the question that I was asked before I get into that was rather random. I don't really know where it came from. But someone said to me, she said, Karina, that's not my real name, but Karina, do you fear your dad? In my head, I was like, what? Where is this coming from? But I knew the answer. So I said the same thing I said before. I said, yes, I do fear my dad. I fear his authority. And not only do I fear my dad, I also fear my mom. And that fear is not because they abuse me or anything like that. Not anything even remotely like that. But because I love them and I also respect them. Like, when my parents say one thing, it's gonna be that thing in my books. And I can speak of a recent experience as well. Well, it's not gonna be an experience regarding my parents, but with this individual that I know. So she said to me, as a matter of fact, before we get to what she said to me, let's just recap the story because it won't make any sense. So there is someone that we both know that is keeping something, right? And he's gathering something for it and gathering money for it. And she saw me on a Friday, right? And bro, on a Friday I am broke. So I said to her, you want it today? Because she's supposedly collecting it for him. So I said, well, you gotta see me on Monday because I am broke today. And she's gonna say to me that, girl, you're at work every day and you don't have a child to take care of or anything like that. You have money, this and that. And I was like, no, I do have responsibilities even though I don't have a child and I come to work every day, but I'm not making millions. Like, just saying, I'm not making millions. That money comes and goes. You barely get to save out of that. Anyway, I didn't mention all of that, but I did mention that I do have responsibilities, and for some reason I mentioned my younger siblings, my baby sisters. So for them, like, I always get something for them, broke or not. Yes, and then she's gonna say, that is your mom and dad's responsibility. And then she's gonna say, listen to me, go and tell your mom that. And I had to stop her right here. I had to stop her right then and there. I said, girl, don't you talk about my queen. I said, girl, I'm not hearing the rest of this. Don't talk about my queen. Yeah, and that's really cringe, but I kid you not, that's what I said. But yeah, the point of this is that I love and respect my mom, even when she's not there. So obviously she was not there at this interaction, but regardless, I'm gonna have her side, I'm gonna have her back, and that goes the same for my dad as well. I love them and I respect them, and this is the relationship I choose to have with them. And I am 20 years old and I still ask them for permission to do certain things, and that's how I like it. And I was not brainwashed into thinking that way, because really and truly everyone has a mind of their own and the way that they think. And that's the way I view it, and that's the way I think. And I have a Bible verse here. It's Proverbs 9 verse 10. It says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding." Once more, we have another verse here. That's Proverbs 1 verse 7. It says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction." Proverbs once more, Proverbs 2 verse 5. "Then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord, and find the knowledge of God." I think understanding the fear of the Lord is very important for everyone's journey with Him. It is because of the fear of the Lord why we remain reverent, obedient, and faithful. So now this really brings us to what is the opposite of the fear of the Lord. Taking the Lord's name in vain, being blasphemous, disobeying the 10 commandments. There is a lot more to this list, and I've noticed all of these in the people of today, and it's very sad to see just how lightly they think of the Lord, or how lightly they think of the word. It's very sad, and you see it a lot in younger people these days as well. I see it in my peers. Like, it hurts just how natural they find it to speak the Lord's name in vain, how natural it is for them to ridicule or make fun of things from the Bible. It's just sad. Anyway, all those points that I listed before, they're all disrespectful, and that is what will be in its place if we don't have the fear of God. So how do we remain reverent or faithful, or even sons and daughters of the Lord, if we don't have the fear of the Lord? And let's go back to that actually. When I said that if we don't have the fear of the Lord, disrespect and blasphemy and all those negative things will take its place. So it's very important to fill yourself with things that you actually want to embody, because the absence of that will only attract the opposite. Things that you don't need, things that do not sustain you, things that will break you, things that will ultimately destroy you. So if you're a Christian, or if you're someone that's looking to be a Christian, the fear of the Lord is very important. And if you've noticed with those Bible verses that I read before, with the understanding or the mention of the fear of the Lord, wisdom follows, right? All right, so look at it like this with me, okay? So you having the fear of the Lord means that you're humbling yourself, right? So to me, that's another factor. Now compare a prideful person and a humbled person. Which of those two would you think would be more knowledgeable? Or which of those two would you think would be more quick to learn? I would say a humbled person, because here is another picture, a way to look at it as well. Another example in the example. So 2 students handed in their work, right? Their homeworks, and they both got the answers incorrectly. And the teacher decided to give both of them a one-on-one session just to help them understand the questions a bit more, so that they're able to improve in the future. The teacher first sits with student A, and student A doesn't believe he should have gotten the answer incorrectly. Student A believed that they were right, even though the teacher reviewed the information and the information aligned with what the teacher was saying. Student A refused to listen and redo the homework because they could not have been wrong. So the session is over, and student A is still at the same place where he was. Now, here is student B. Student B went in for his one-on-one session with the teacher, and student B also thought that his work was correct. I mean, he submitted the homework. Why would he have thought it differently? But after the teacher started reviewing the information and the information aligned with the teacher, student B started to understand and he accepted that he was incorrect. So this session did a whole lot for student B, because in the future he was able to tackle that same questions and even more with more understanding because of that session. So student B came out of that session with a lot more knowledge, so he did not leave the same way he came. So student A was prideful, while student B was a humbled person. So now you see, a humbled person is more likely to learn something because they're able to accept when they're wrong and are willing to improve. A prideful person is never wrong and they challenge everything that doesn't align with them, even when they have nothing to justify their actions or view. So a person that has the fear of the Lord is someone that is also rich in knowledge. And the fear of the Lord is not something negative or something scary, but something that is necessary is of great importance. And this fear is not out of anything negative, but out of respect. Thank you guys so much for listening today, and feel free to add your thoughts and your comments in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next. Bye.